And this idea that solely taking someone's freedom away changes behavior, in many cases it changes it for the worse. And that's not what America's correctional facilities were founded on. Why would you not want to put people back on the streets of your community better than when they came in the door?
I spent 5 years in prison. In this video, I'm going to give you the roadmap that I use to become a millionaire. Are you having trouble in your life and you can't seem to get ahead? Maybe you're getting a little older and you want to feel more abundant. Maybe you're starting fresh from a breakup or just moved to a new location or perhaps started a new job. Regardless, you feel you want more confidence and you want to grow your bank account and make more money while having more freedom. I made this video to help you get on track, and I'm a tried and true example that this does work because I completely turned my life around after my release from prison. Let's go. YOLO Crypto is an enterprise that's geared toward cryptocurrency adoption. We are in the early stages, but I want you to follow us because we have big projects coming out this year. So make sure to subscribe to the channel. Now back to the video. Listen, I don't want to give you a big sob story here, but I did have some tough times in my life. Not by circumstances that were forced upon me, but by my own poor choices. I'm someone that had a great childhood and a loving family, but I chose to sell drugs for a profession, and I paid dearly for it. I've completed 2 prison sentences consisting of 5 years in total, and I've completely turned my life around. I used to think that I was the man. I had the car, I had the money, and I had the freedom. The truth is that I wanted to sell drugs basically because I thought it was cool, and I mistakenly thought that it made me better than other people. But I'm here to tell you that I was wrong. I got sent to prison and spent the savings that I did have on attorneys and prison commissary. When I got released, I had nothing other than the support of my family, which was a blessing, but I had no money, no house, and no car. All I had going for me was a little bit of confidence, some determination, a felony criminal record, and a past drug problem. I have to admit, it's very stressful coming back into the community, and I didn't know at all what I was going to do after I got released on September 9th, 2019 in the state of Massachusetts. But here I am, 5.5 years later, and I have to admit that life is pretty great. What did I do to get to this point? The point to where I have investments in income property, opportunities, and most importantly, the confidence to pursue my dreams? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you the roadmap that I use to progress and that I still use. And if you can implement these things into your own life and break out of your current stagnation, then anything is really possible. And I really mean that. But the truth here is that you have to believe in yourself. And this is something that I cannot give you. However, I can show you what I do to make this true in my life. What I did first, without really realizing or planning, was I got my mindset into a better place for growth. But it doesn't happen all at once. Each of us only knows how we ourselves think, meaning we have no idea about the confidence or personal belief and ability that someone else has for themselves, right? So let me briefly explain how I function and some of my personal beliefs. And this is something that, like everyone else, has been shaped by my childhood and my experiences. I am definitely an introvert, and I'm not someone that has a large group of friends, and I choose to spend most of my time by myself. I can't say that I'm the most confident person in any aspect, but one thing has always been true for me. I've always felt strongly that I had the ability to achieve something great. I don't know what others think in regards to what they can or can't achieve, but I was always taught that if you put your mind to something, then you can really do anything that you want. But let me clarify. I felt strongly that I could achieve big things, but what I lacked was the confidence to pursue what I wanted, all because I was afraid of failure and I was afraid of commitment. Ultimately, it was because I cared so much what other people thought of me. I have wanted to make content for YouTube and start my own business for years, but if I committed to something and I failed, or even if I didn't fail, people would judge and criticize me. So it came down to not being confident enough to go after something for 100% until recently. I can't say for sure what changed, and I can't say it was an aha moment when I finally had the confidence to do what I wanted. It took me years of putting myself out there more and more. It always seemed like everybody had their thing, had their business, or had their special job, and I felt like I was lost. What did happen over a course of time is that I realized you don't have to know everything about something to start it. Experience is king, and sometimes you just have to go for something with all your might, with all your effort, and start making progress, and the confidence will come in time. It is a fact that there is a big part of the brain that will grow a tolerance for doing hard things when you start doing things that you don't want to necessarily do. Things will get easier as time goes on, but you must start somewhere. It can be as simple as picking up a book or subscribing to a motivational YouTube channel. But the catch here is that you have to push yourself a little bit every day. For myself, upgrading my mindset started when I got a gym membership, and this is probably the quickest way for you to get more confident because results happen in as little as a couple weeks. I subscribed to YouTubers that interviewed successful people, and I started finding friends and groups that shared mutual goals. A great way to change your mood is to change your surroundings, but I did all this while living at my parents' house, which you can do too. Next, or simultaneously, is I had to get some money in my pocket, or more importantly, try to save some money. So I started working for my father's small business, but it was incredibly hard for me to save money in the first year because of bills, daily expenses, and low pay. Investing didn't even cross my mind because I had little money, but after a year of my release, things changed. My childhood friend was starting a roofing and siding company, so I partnered with him and started working manually at first and then moved on to sales and management. A year into doing this, I realized that I could do more for myself, so I started advertising locally on Facebook to install gutters on residential homes. These are jobs that I sold on and worked on by myself or with a friend helping me. I saw opportunity because my father's business is delivering seamless gutters to contractors, so I was able to get the gutter material for cheaper than my competition. This allowed me to price my estimates lower and win more bids. All of a sudden, I started doing a ton of side work on the weekends while working for the actual company during the weekdays. I have to admit, this was during the pandemic when the whole world was experiencing having to stay inside. I was able to give myself a huge edge because I recognized that people didn't have the ability to go on vacation, so they were spending the money for vacation by renovating their home instead. The conjunction of these things, my knowledge, my resources, opportunity, and hard work allowed me to capitalize for the next couple of years, making $2,000 salary weekly from the company, then potentially making extra thousands of dollars during the weekend on my own side jobs that I sold and installed. I want to pause here to make a point. You're probably not going to be installing gutters or even doing any construction for that matter, but you can still follow my path by using the resources that are available and unique to you. Now, you might be asking yourself, of all the options, why did you choose construction? Well, it's easy. Because I had access to knowledge because of my friend in the company, access to material because of my father, and opportunity because of the pandemic economy situation. I used what was around me to benefit. So I ask you, what can you deploy to give yourself an edge? Let me know down below in the comments section. To give you some guidelines, you could reach out to friends or even your parents and ask for opportunities. You could learn a skill and try to get gig work on a site like Craigslist. You have no excuse because at this day and age, YouTube will literally teach you anything you know. So you could spend 30 to 60 minutes after work every evening trying to learn a special skill that you can monetize. Here's the truth, and you might not want to hear it if you're this person. If you're not doing great in life, but you know what to do to progress yourself, but you're simply not doing it, then you'd have to admit that you are lazy. What other explanation is there? Sure, if you're someone that had a tough upbringing, then that may hold you back temporarily, but it is still your job to get out of that living style. So I'm at the point to where money's coming in and I'm feeling great. And this is where I get introduced to investing. My friend Chris helped me get interested when he mentioned Dogecoin to me, and I jumped right in with a few bucks. Shortly after, I was involved in the GameStop and AMC saga. Now crypto is pretty much all I invest in. If you don't have a friend that sparks your interest in investing, then let this video serve that purpose, but you have to start. If you've seen one of my previous videos, then you may have heard me say that no one gets really wealthy without investing. And that's the truth. Any simple research will tell you that. So once you get some money, then start investing, and also follow this YouTube channel to learn more about the economy and cryptocurrency, because this channel is here to help. For context here, I was still living at my parents' house and I needed more freedom. But just by having the privilege of supportive parents that let me stay in the house for free helped me tremendously. But just like everyone else, what I really wanted was a home. But not just any home, I wanted a multifamily property so I could live for free and make an income off that property. I want to give you some context because for a long time, I thought that my career was going to be in real estate because I had some construction experience and I've always seen the real estate business as profitable and available to anybody. In this video, I'm not going to give you details about how I acquired my home. I'll save that for another video. But what I will say is that I got a great deal. I paid over $200,000 below market value, and I got a low interest rate due to the pandemic and my good credit, of course. So let's recap. I'm making good money, and I'm putting that money to work for me by investing my savings. I'm a partner in a successful construction company that I helped build and manage, and I have a 4-unit home that generates income and allows me to live for free. But I will tell you that I was not necessarily happy. Not only was I not happy, but I felt trapped. My friends saw me staying with the company for the foreseeable future, but I didn't want to work for anybody. We were considered partners, but on paper, he was still the boss and owned the company. I don't want you to get confused because it's not a control thing. I simply wanted to have my own business. I wanted to create something and call it my own. The two issues with this is that I knew what I wanted to do, but as I previously mentioned, I was crippled by the fear of failure and terrified to commit, all because of what I thought other people would think of me. This is a clear sign that getting your mindset right can be an ongoing process. It was for me. I don't know what other people fear that they don't like to admit. Maybe nothing. Maybe other people don't have fears that hold back their ability to progress or what they really want, but I did. I had known about my flaws in this regard for a while, but I never knew what I could do to break my limited mindset until I did it. It starts by starting somewhere, anywhere that will get your feet wet. For me, I need to put myself out there and tell people what I wanted to pursue. In the past, this would have scared the hell out of me. The key here is having strong and positive thoughts about yourself, and that, in truth, may take some time to build. At this point in time, I don't care if anybody laughs or criticizes my actions. What I say to myself is that I actually have the confidence to pursue my dreams, and most people don't. They're working for someone else, they probably don't make a lot of money, and they don't control their own time. By knowing what I want, having the savings to support myself during the transition, and the confidence to do what I want, I know that I really am unstoppable. Now I'm curious to know what is holding other people back. What's holding you back? Let me know down below in the comment section what you are afraid of, and maybe I have some experience with that and I can give you some guidelines. Last thing is that I'm here to cater to the YOLOstronaut audience. If you guys want a video made, then please let me know in the comment section. I can also share more about my time incarcerated if that's what you want to hear. Thanks for everyone that is watching right now. Please hit the subscribe button. I'll see you next time.